We just talked about a story about two Minnesota or Minneapolis employees being fired from their job because it was at a diner because they took part in the Unite the Right rally in Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now we have another story here. Actually, before I say that, on Twitter I have made a thread listing all of the Nazis who took part in that rally and were fired. So you guys can go check that out if you like. But here's another one. We have another story about another one being fired. Now this is the great thing. The KKK used to wear hoods for a reason. It's so that they can continue their lifestyle and then continue their racist actions. Luckily for us, these morons didn't have hoods on, so now we can expose them. And all of the efforts by all of the people on Twitter and other places like that exposing them have done a great deed. Now, a Vermont white nationalist has lost his job at a pizza parlor or pizza restaurant because he was spotted in Charlottesville. So, Ross Story says, another day, another Charlottesville white nationalist who finds himself outside of work. The Burlington Free Press reports that Ryan Roy, who had worked as a cook at South Burlington Pizzeria Uno, was fired from his job after activists identified him as an attendee at last week's white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Quote, Ryan Roy has been terminated, Skip Weldon, Weldon's chief marketing officer for Pizzeria Uno, told the publication. Quote, we are committed to the fair treatment of all people and the safety of our guests and employees at our restaurants. Now, I really like this because we are now effectively pushing back against this, white supremacist, white nationalist, effectively segregation mindset. Because now you are getting at their pockets, and also, like with the father coming out and disavowing what his son is doing, these things all are very good, and they are non-violent means to our end of defeating bigotry. Now they continue this. In an interview with the Free Press, Roy decried the liberal activists who got him fired from his job and alleged they weren't tolerant of his beliefs that white Americans should have their own country that is separate from all racial minorities. Where have we heard that before? Have you ever heard of segregation in the United States? This is the same thing, except it's just segregation among countries. You would literally have to deport so many people. You would literally be using Nazi Gestapo tactics. Not only is that stupid, but you can't be tolerant of intolerance, you douchebag. That doesn't work. And that's the saddest part about it, is these people really think like you're supposed to be tolerant of intolerance, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Racism and bigotry is a whole nother thing, and something that is just despicable and unacceptable, and this guy has been fired from his job at this pizza place. What's up, guys? It's Sawhill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.